Ma Serafina is asking a question I really think is super interesting. How much sunscreen should we really be using, even for reapplications? And I think this is such a great question because I don't think people quite, it's not such common knowledge, right? SPF testing is usually done with about 2 milligrams of product per centimeter square, which is about a shot glass full of sunscreen. If you know what a shot glass looks like, for the body, and about 2/3 of a teaspoon for the face and the neck. And I don't know about you guys, but it's a lot of sunscreen, and most people don't tend to apply that amount, which is the amount that is used for testing. Most people apply as little as 20 to 50% of that, right? Which can lessen the SPF. An SPF of 15 actually gives you very high protection against UVB. We're just talking about UVB here. We're not even talking about UVA or infrared or visible light, which is blue light, right? We're talking about SPF, we're talking about SPF, which is against UVB only, which is the bright sun, outdoors, cloudless day. An SPF of 15 will give you really high protection against UVB, about 98% or so. But, and there's a really nice study that was published in the British Journal of Dermatology, if I'm not mistaken, that shows applying less than that shot glass full on the body and 2/3 teaspoon on the face can cut the SPF values by a lot, by as much as 50% or less. So using a higher SPF can actually really help you keep a higher SPF throughout, your use, throughout you being outdoors. The American Academy of Dermatology and most dermatological societies still agree reapplications, especially when you're outdoors and it's a bright sunny day, even in say sunset, right? And there's water, you get water glare, or skiing. It doesn't have to be hot necessarily. Skiing gives you snow glare as well, and you're closer to the sun if you're on the mountains. You should be reapplying every hour or two, and after water immersion and after toweling off. So that needs to happen, and the reapplications need to be the same amount, or use a higher sunscreen product. So if you apply less, you're risk managing, right? You're increasing your protection even if you apply less. All of that said, I want to double down on saying that this is SPF. This is just against UVB. UVB, it is important to protect against because it can cause photoaging and skin cancer and all these things. But UVA is really as damaging, if not more. It penetrates more deeply. It's what tans your skin. It doesn't burn as quickly as UVB. You can get it on cloudy days, and it can come through windows, unlike UVB. It can cause immunosuppression, skin cancer, etc. So you would need a sunscreen that's not just a high SPF, but also a good UVA or PFA protection factor. And if you work indoors and you're concerned about melasma, hyperpigmentation, and radiation over time, what that might do to your skin and your health, then we would also recommend visible light protection and infrared protection if you cook or in a sauna exposed to heat.